Jeez, Greg. What'd you do?
It's my presence, man. The volume got scared. It just jumped
Okay,
up on me.
I think now we have reestablished our audio. Jim, can you ask your question again, please?
Yeah, I will. Thank you all again, man. You frightened the audio away, Greg.
Very heavyweight.
Yeah, I was ready to run. All right, brother. Let me ask. So, how did the training go for you for this one? Were you able to train in South Florida? Where did you train? Were you at ATT? How did that all go?
That was super cool. I made the move away from ATT to go, search out some individual training, get some more specific one-on-one coaching, and work on my skill sets and IQ. So we've gotten a lot of work down there. We was working out at Hard Knocks 365 right now, and it's been great. Quarantining, staying kind of closed off in the gym gives you a lot of time to work and just focus on fighting. So we've kind of just been hands on the mat.
Well, Henry Hoof, Sanford MMA, which was Hard Knocks 365, now it turned into Sanford MMA. I mean, South Florida's got some great training facilities. You were at ATT, now you're over there. What's that whole process been like? And as a football player coming into MMA, what is it like that you're able to get this top-notch training in South Florida?
I'm not with Sanford. Hard Knocks is separated from those guys. I'm just the gym of Greg Hardy, Rashad Evans, and Dean Thomas right now. But like I said, it's been super dope just being able to get that individual training with some of the greatest fighters to ever fight. Being able to actually deep dive and look into these guys' mind and get them to explain and help me understand the game has been instrumental for me. I think it's really raising my level in a different way.
And that's interesting about Hard Knocks and all that, because then there's another facility. There is just so much here, and this is a great place for you to be down here in South Florida. How do you feel as you're fighting and as your progress and how things are going and where you want to be?
I feel great. I got a long way to go, man. A lot of more fights to fight. Everybody is getting excited, of course. Knockouts are coming. I'm an entertaining guy. It makes sense. I'm super pretty. Everybody wants to mess up my face, so everybody's eager to get me in there. But man, I see a lot. I see a lot of hard fights. I see a lot of big boy opponents coming up, and I'm super excited. It's my opportunity to get out there and showcase all these things that I've been putting together, and then get back to work because we're gonna fight in 2-3 months anyways. Dana willing, I'm always gonna be back out there. So it's just the sky's the limit, and it's a beautiful time to fight, man.
And what was it like too? Because your last fight was in October, you got a big victory there, and now you're coming back in December. Was that the plan? Just let me go for December. I want to get a fight as soon as I can.
That was not the plan, man. We were supposed to be fighting 6 times this year. I had records to break, but COVID slapped me in the face, beat me up a little bit. First opponent to ever do that. And it was hard. I was trying to get as many fights as I could. I've really been in camp all year. Ended up missing a fight in the summer, had another fight fall through opponent-wise, and just trying to squeeze as many as we can in because, staying active is a big part for me.
And then lastly for me, where does a victory get you? Where does it bring you to for the next one?
Closer to Disney World, bro. If everybody loves a winner and you got to go there. That's really all I'm thinking about. Each win is a win. Each victory is a success for me, but it never really means anything until I have the gold. And that's what I've been talking to you guys about from the very beginning, man. And nobody believes it now. They didn't believe it then. They're coming around a little bit, but I'm hungry. I started from the very bottom on purpose so that I could climb my way out and destroy everything in front of me, man. And the day of reckoning is soon coming. The King of War is going to shut down everybody's lifestyle.
And you're getting that Disney World, man, from winning in the NFL, brother. You're going to Disney World.
I'll take you with me. We can both go.
Hey, man, go get him.
Social distancing.
Social distancing is right. Thank you so much. All the best, brother.
We'll take our next set of questions from Jay Anderson with Press.
Hey, Greg, welcome back. I wanted to start with the difference between the feeling before this fight compared to the last one. Last time you had some issues come up that could have derailed it, I believe even like an extortion attempt. Has it been smooth sailing this time?
So, what was the last? Didn't hear the very last part.
Just
After
with everything that happened before the last the last fight. Is it smoother sailing this time?
Yeah, stuff's still going on. It's really hard to get me off of my rocker because I have a calm and steady disposition in life. So kind of got thrown off last time, but I've centered myself, got back to what I know to be true, hanging out with my family, man, and getting back to work. So I'm locked in, and it was really it really just mostly caught me off guard because it was in the middle of weight cut. You're drained of energy, your mind's not working right, like things are easily thrown off and things go wrong fast. So that's really what happened in this fight, man. I just came in not worried about anything. Whatever happens, happens. That G Hardy attitude. We're here to fight, bro.
And just give us your thoughts on the matchup with Marcin Tybura. How do you see this one going down?
Hopefully we bleed a lot. We both get $50,000 for fight of the night, and we go to Disney World.
All right, and last one for me. I saw you posted some photos with Mike Tyson not too long ago, and I want to ask a two-parter actually. How do you think the bout with him and Roy Jones? Like, what were your thoughts on it? And then, do you see him as a little bit of inspiration because he went through a rough stretch in his life and definitely turned it around?
Which stretch are you talking about? Part where he's the greatest fighter of all time, or part where we made 300 million?
I would say there was the rough stretch where he also lost that and all that as well. But
Hell, there's people that never get it. I call that rough, But but if we are talking about that, yeah, it is inspiration. It's a great man. Anybody that can get it in the first place, as have I, has accomplished many, many, many things in this world that no one will ever do. So to be able to be even around that guy, as not let alone being around the guys that taught him and have coached him, phenomenal. It's really blowing my mind, and I don't know if you can tell I'm posting it with mad excitement because that's the future. For me, turning it around, getting into a camp to where I can hone my skills in a way that only can happen with championship level people, man. And then I would say for the boxing part, that's a big part for me. I love to be the most diverse athlete, most active, most everything. So it allows me the chance to peek into the boxing world, man, and just attain some skills that aren't obtainable anywhere else. So it's phenomenal, man. I'm loving Team Tyson right now. Can't wait to be a part.
would you want to take a boxing bout someday?
Oh yeah, and after I get done shutting this down, handling my MMA business, probably while I'm handling my MMA business, I want to venture into the boxing realm. Dana, I'm trying to holler at Dana. Hopefully we can get some talks into the Zuffa boxing world. Top Rank, some Al Heyman, somebody come holler at me, dude, because I definitely want to go over there and knock out the Gypsy King, make light work of that English cat. I don't even remember his name, Joshua, whatever it is. Crybaby Bomber. We'll knock all those guys out, man. And of course, I'm gonna work for it. So it's an aspiration that I think is coming true real fast, and can't wait for it.
All right, thanks very much.
We'll take our next set of questions from Mike Bond with USA Today.
Hey Greg, just curious. Obviously, you kind of mentioned how all the stuff going on outside the cage impacted your weight cut a little bit last time. But did you do anything different, like in terms of what came up when you were on the scale and the 1 pound and whatnot? But did you do anything different this time around?
First of all, we make no excuses, brother. Nothing impacted my weight cut. I made bad decisions. I decided not to continue to cut because I thought that you could get a whole hour if you missed. Nobody told me that that was a bad thing. So we live, we learn. But the weight cut was amazing, dude. I don't know if anybody actually looked at the footage of the weight cut. I had mad energy, skipping around. And that was actually the first time I had that much energy in a weight cut, so it was just a miscalculation and a bad decision on a rookie's part. So really, we're doing the same thing. My weight's on point. It's perfect. We're taking our time. I'm still hydrated, getting ready to come down 20 pounds like I always do. And instead of, not cutting that last 3 early, we're going to handle it this time beforehand, not miss it, and make sure everything's copacetic.
Gotcha. So it was mostly a time management issue last time around, you'd say?
A lack of knowledge.
Gotcha. And as far as this fight, do you like this matchup with Marcin? I mean, he's not a guy who's ranked, which I know are the type of guys you want, but he's headlined UFC cards. fought against some of the best in this division. Was this a fight that you feel can move you up and is good for your career at this stage?
Yeah, I'm not really worried about moving up, man. It'll happen when it happens. When there ain't a thing, so when whoever the people that handle those rankings think that it's time, it'll be done, especially if I keep winning. But Marcin is the perfect guy. Ranked or not ranked, the point of me saying that I wanted to fight ranked guys was to get a guy that has experience, has been through the ringer, that people, can see me tested with, because I haven't had a real test as far as skill-wise and guys that have been through the ranks since, Mr. Volkov. So this is exciting for me.
Yeah, and he's a guy that, can really drag fights into deep waters. He's fought to decision a lot of times. Is that something in camp that you have to kind of prepare for, that, maybe if you're not able to put him away early, you might have to go 15 minutes here?
Man, we got rid of that whole putting people away thing when we fought Alan Crowder. That was the last time I did some craziness like this. We're in the if it happens realm right now, And the deep waters is perfect for me, brother. I don't know if you know my former lifestyle and lifetime. I was the Kraken, so that's where I lived.
Excellent. Thanks, Greg.
We'll take our last set of questions from Damon Martin with MMAfighting.com.
So, dude.
Hey, Greg. Right now where we're at, we're literally about 11 months removed from that Volkov fight, and you've obviously made a lot of improvements. You changed your camp. I know Rashad Evans has become kind of a mentor along with Dean Thomas. Can you kind of give me a sense of like how much you've grown, and can you recognize the Greg Hardy that fought Volkov versus who you are now?
Man, the growth is exponential, dude. It's so far in advance that my body's really not keeping up. You're not really gonna see it in my fights right now how much my mind is actually churning and evolving at such a rapid rate. But when it all comes to fruition and I get back in the ring with somebody like Marcin or the next guy, man, I am confident that it's gonna just spew out here and there until it literally shows you one of the most complete fighters in the game, man. And that is because I have been around such great people. And to look at myself back then, because I watched that fight a lot, man, just to break down who I was, how I approached the fight and my mental while I was in the fight and what I've learned to reflect and stuff like that. I see a child, and I think I got a lot of respect from that fight, which I appreciate. I love the fans for it and the fight game for it, but I really do see a rookie, a child, and to look back and actually have that thought means that I have evolved. It means that I can actually pick out, and detect and discern what is different from here and now to then. And I'm a definitely different guy. We're gonna break his face next time he steps in the ring with me, and I hope it's soon. With all due respect.
From the day you signed with the UFC, coming out the Contender Series, you've always had this giant spotlight on you just because of who you are, obviously the sport, things like that. How have you grown to handle that? You've always seemed to handle it very well, but now you're starting to make that climb. You're starting to build that streak. Obviously, you're building towards those top 15 fighters, and Marcin is a good example of that, a guy who's been in the top 15. How have you handled that? Because you always seem to have a smile on your face, and you kind of always look like you're enjoying it, but you can't deny that you've always had that spotlight on you, probably brighter than any fighter at this point in their career.
Oh yeah, and I want it. I always say, put it on me. If there's something to blame it on me. If there's something you need to get off your chest, put it on my back, man. It's fine, because I've been doing this for a very long time. I'm trained for this. I'm built for this. I am the number one, if not the best all-time cross-sports athlete ever, at least definitely in my generation. And, your shoulders have to be broad for that, man. And I smile because, I like to move it. We're having a good time at all times. And when you're not having a good time, man, my mom always told me you need to stop doing what you're doing. So I'm happy. I'm appreciative for the second chance. I'm appreciative for the fans accepting me. Like, there's no reason to be upset. There's no reason to be down.
And last thing for me, talking about pressure inside the cage. Obviously, playing on the NFL field that's a different level of pressure in that kind of professional sport. But you are surrounded by teammates. You have your teammates to lean on during a game, things like that. Even when you're in a bad moment, you have your teammates to kind of lean on. In MMA, you're by yourself in so many ways. Obviously, you have your coaches, your teammates that work with you. But at the end of the day, it's just on you. Can you kind of compare those two levels of pressure you've dealt with in professional sports?
Man, the pressure's all the same. At the end of the day, you just got to look at what I've done in my life. And people honestly miss a lot of my accomplishments. I'm an All-American. I'm a 3-time All-American football player that played wide receiver in college, caught touchdowns while playing defensive end, while playing for the basketball team, while playing in the NIT. Well, you know what I mean? Then I get to the NFL. I played gunner, man. I played a defense, linebacker. Like, you know, I'm a ring general. I mean, I'm a field general. I played nose guard at 265. Like, I've done whatever it takes, and I've been on so many different levels and fields. Pro bowler. Like, not only am I built for it, I've done it so many times that it has to be fun. You know, this is just a walk in the park for me. This is another day to enjoy my life, test myself. And because I am a real athlete, because I am the future king of war and the future king of MMA and fight sports, this is what's coming. You know, it's just, hey, another day in the neighborhood.
Thanks, Greg.
No, thank you, brother.
That's all the time we have for you today, Greg. Thank you.
Hit stick and talk shit. Let's do it.